I have a passion for storytelling, and this play tells a very deep and rich and meaningful story. It's a story about redemption and saving people, as well as bringing people closer to God. And I think that's a very special message for everyone to hear. And I think it's done in a very theatric and entertaining way that will bring a lot of people.
The Sabbath is almost upon us, and we do not have everything we need yet.
Can I start?
Yeah, go ahead. It means everything, because just from the moment that I started directing, I always wanted to direct Esther, and it's been such a wonderful experience because I have seen the students not only improve but come closer to each other and be able to get to know each other even more and more through even just every rehearsal. And it means a lot to me because I personally have resonated with the story of Esther in my life, and I've dealt with anxieties and things, and I just love her bravery and how she progresses through this story. It really means the world to me because it's something I've personally gone through, and I think it's important to share that with the world because everybody needs a little bit of confidence, I think.
I think Mordecai is a very empathetic character, very caring and fatherly, and also very passionate. And being a man of faith myself, I find a lot of passion in the character. When he's talking about God, when he's talking about saving his people, I believe in family and values, and I think that that's all expressed in Mordecai. And I like bringing parts of myself into this character.
Good job, guys. Keep going. Keep going. That was awesome. I can really relate because I was there once upon a time, and I'm thrilled to be able to have a little bit of a role in this next one because acting is just my passion, but I feel like I'm one with them because I've been there, I've been in their shoes, I've been nervous right before I'm going to go on stage. I know what it's like to be involved in this really great story and feel like all of the cast members just become your family, and I love that about theater. I love that we can all come together and be like a family, and there's just a lot of joy in putting something on the stage and pretending to be someone that you're not, and really just taking on that persona and learning how to be them and learning their character and learning who they are. It really helps teach the story, and I personally have been involved as a student, and I love to see that in my own students.
I think people should watch this play because it's going to be extremely entertaining. It's going to have dancing and all sorts of theatrics. It's also going to have some very good acting from some talented individuals, and it's also going to be, and most importantly, going to relay a message that might be helpful to people's lives. And I think that's a really good reason to come watch a play.
Hadassah, we must hurry. The Sabbath is almost upon us, and we do not have everything we need yet. I must go buy some candles. Go over to the baker to buy some challah for our Shabbat meal this evening. We must break bread in a couple of hours.
I think people should come watch this play because you don't see this production very often. There are very few renditions of the story of Esther, and it really has a wonderful gospel story, even though it's not one of those biblical stories where we see Jesus or his character as much, but it's in the book of Esther, the word God is not even found, but there's still so much underlying depth in the story, and the gospel really shines through. And I think that everyone needs to know the gospel. I think everyone needs to know who Jesus is and what his mission was on this earth. And I think that there are just wonderful ways that this story proclaims that, and I think that it's profound, and just even little tiny details about the Jews and their culture, and that just helps us to know Jesus better and who he was. And we have concessions, so come get some wonderful concessions, but the story is just absolutely wonderful.
I think this play is really fitting for the times we're in, and it's just really encouraging seeing through this story God's hand in everything, and just thinking that God put me in this position even for such a time as this.
I guess I've always had an over-the-top melodramatic personality, and the opportunity to share that with people in a way that will help them grow closer to God and more fully understand the reality that we live in is a tremendous opportunity.
At the beginning of the play, Esther is kind of hesitant about speaking out and doing the right thing because she's afraid of what might happen. And sometimes it's easy to forget how to do the right thing because we're afraid of being judged. And even through all that, in the end, Esther put her faith in God and everything worked together for good, and it's just really encouraging to me.
You are delicate and beautiful. They are coming, Hadassah, for you too. But you must not be afraid. Jehovah will be with you wherever you are.
You want the cake? I told you want to. No! No, what are you doing?
Well, there's some parts I don't want to talk about, but I think there's a little Haman in all of us because we all have moments of pride and desire for power and power over others, especially those who are less fortunate than we are. And so definitely there's some aspects that can be related to.
Esther is such a great story about courage and God's faithfulness, and seeing it come to life on the stage has just been an amazing experience, and I wouldn't want anyone to miss out on that.
We know that the Bible is the living word of the eternal God, and therefore there's no coincidence that the stories we read are immediately relatable to our current world that we live in today. And so people should come see Esther for such a time as this, because all of us can look around and see that we are going to need to take heart, have courage, and do the right thing, even though there will be really dire consequences for standing up and doing it. So come see Queen Esther for such a time as this.